Have you registered your kids for summer camp yet? You can find all the sports camps in the Baltimore area in PressBox's 2011 Summer Camp Guide, available in the February issue and at PressBoxOnline.com. And we are back with Nancy Funk and Bill Nelson, Johns Hopkins women's and men's basketball coaches respectively. And I'll let our viewers out there, I guess they can guess which is which.
Hope so.
Hey, one quick question I wanted to ask you. You see the tremendous success Gino Auriemma has had at Connecticut. Mm-hmm. And you do see men coaching women's basketball teams. Do you think we'll ever see a woman, I'm going to ask Bill this first because you're looking at me. Do you think we'll ever see a woman coach men's basketball
at the
college level?
I know, and there was a nice article in the paper last week about a woman in Baltimore coaching local high school team.
Well, aside from that.
Yeah. I definitely do.
Okay.
I mean, a few years ago at Kentucky, Rick Pitino had a woman as one of his top assistants, and I definitely think we'll see it.
Okay. And do you think, conversely, say Gino Auriemma, do you think he would be successful, equally successful with men, Nancy, coaching men's basketball?
I think a coach is a coach, and I think that his knowledge of the game is outstanding, so I think that he would do fine at that level. I actually had a player who coached a men's college team. She
really? Head coach?
Yes.
Okay, so it has been done.
Kingsborough Community College, I think, in New York.
And how did she do?
She did well, and she got a lot of attention.
I bet she did.
She was on ESPN, and Sports Illustrated did a piece on her.
I guess I must have missed that piece. I guess I must have missed
Carrie
that.
McTiernan.
Hey, how interested were you in that incredible streak that Gino and the Connecticut Huskies had?
Oh, everyone was watching that.
Yeah.
And still, still are.
Yeah.
But, Pat Summitt has always been out there in the forefront, and they're sort of the superstars.
Yep.
At that level. And certainly we watch what they're doing to see trends and changes in the game.
How have 25 years in Baltimore, what reflections do you have on that amount of time? First of all, did you think you'd be here this long, both of you? I don't mean being on television this long today.
It's been a blur. I was the clubhouse attendant for the Rochester Red Wings while I was in college, so Boog Powell was on the team, and Davey Johnson, all those guys.
Really?
I became a diehard fan. In fact, Boog married one of my
Rochester,
classmates,
yep.
Jan.
And
when the Hopkins job opened up, Bill Tierney, who I coached with at Rochester RIT, gave me a call, and got a hold of Scotty, and it's been great. The Orioles have struggled since I've been here, but it's a great place to bring up a family. I live out in Ellicott City, and
so you started just after the Colts left, so you saw the city the entire time the Colts weren't here,
right.
And now having seen the Ravens here longer than the Colts were absent.
Right. When I got here, the Colts were gone, and the Orioles were at Memorial Stadium, and,
yep.
And then they built the new stadium. The Ravens came, and it's great.
Nancy?
It's a great sports town,
yeah.
and my children went to school here, and it's been wonderful to have our families grow up in the college environment and to be surrounded by these outstanding student athletes at Johns Hopkins. They really are great role models for our children. And Katie Nelson, Bill's daughter, is now my assistant coach.
And your husband, Dave, is an assistant baseball coach at St. Paul's,
mm-hmm.
correct? And he used to coach with Mike Bordick over at
correct.
Boys Latin.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Quick question for the two of you. How have your athletes changed over 25 years? Nancy, you first.
Well, I don't want to sound like an old codger who's been around for a long time, and the kids aren't the same these days. But I think that this generation of student athlete that we have at Johns Hopkins, they're so tech savvy, and they're light years ahead of us with technology. We barely can keep up with texting them, but I think that they still want the same things. They want to be successful on the basketball court, and they're very competitive. and their competitiveness carries over from the classroom to the basketball court most of the time, right, Bill?
Bill, what would you say?
They haven't changed a great deal as far as the basketball part goes. The way we recruit, probably 75–80% of our players have shown an interest in Hopkins first, which I like because they kind of know, they've done a little research,
right,
kind of know what it's all about and the time element and that. They're the same in a lot of ways. Great kids, and Nancy said they're great guys and great young ladies to have our children emulate and be around.
All right, well, two really fitting examples of people to coach those fine kids. Nancy Funk, Bill Nelson, women's and men's basketball coach at Johns Hopkins University. Both have won over 500 games in their college coaching careers. Thank you very much for coming on. Appreciate it. Investors United School of Real Estate Investing. Earn while you learn. Go to investorsunited.com now for details.